Good afternoon, Rother. What can I do for you?
Good afternoon, Dr. Shankles. I'm glad you called me by name, and now I'm calling you by name, because naming is an important feature of establishing identity in serial narrative. Not that this has anything to do with what I want to talk to you about. I'm dropping by because I wanted to talk to you about some new directions that my work is taking.
That's totally appropriate, since I'm the head of your dissertation committee. And I'm not just saying that to establish the nature of our personal and professional relationship for a perceived audience. This is strictly between the two of us.
Anyway, I know that I'm a graduate student in Harry Potter studies, and I'm saying that strictly for my own self-identification rather than to establish my contextual ties to an imaginary world of an outside author's creation. But I'm thinking of expanding into Twilight studies, and I wanted to know what you think.
I have to say, this is somewhat shocking to me. Twilight studies is a totally different field. This would probably mean having to get a different advisor.
Well, I don't want to abandon Harry Potter studies altogether. I'm thinking of doing both.
Both? I have to say, Miss Rosensenk, and I'm using your last name to indicate that I'm being formal with you, not so that an imagined outside audience can know your first and last name. The two fields seem to be entirely disparate, not only academically, but in terms of your future career prospects. Harry Potter studies is so much more established, if I do say so myself, as one of its pioneers.
There's no question, sir, that Harry Potter studies is much more established. But I feel that there's something to be said for pairing the familiar with the unfamiliar.
There's also something to be said for looking like a human being rather than a two-faced hybrid monster with jellyfish balls instead of eyes. In any case, I am already certain, without you having said anything about what you want to do, that the connections you are going to make between the two fields are tenuous at best.
I wish to explore the shifting homosocial frameworks of both fictions, as encapsulated through metaphors of lightness and darkness, which brings about specters of miscegenation only metaphorically hinted in Harry Potter with the disparate hair colors of Harry and Lucius, while literalized in the racial absolvency of Edward and Jacob, provisionally constituted in the guise of their fantastical status as vampire and werewolf, which itself serves as a foil for Harry and Lucius's mutual status as wizards.
I'm going to pretend to have understood that, and ask you to send me a draft of something you are working on, so that I can ask my undergraduate research assistant to read it and tell me if it is any good.
That sounds fair.
Well, is that all?
Yes, but I can't quite figure out how to stand up.